don't get enough of in their normal diets are EFAs, or essential fatty acids. These essential fatty acids contain omega-3 and 6 oils, which can only be consumed in food or supplements. Your body cannot make these acids. And without these omega oils, your body will be unable to maximize the fat loss process. You can find these supplements in the form of oils like safflower or flaxseed oil, or EFA capsules. Now the last product is green tea. This is not as much a supplement as a natural product, very similar to normal tea. In recent years, scientists have studied the benefits of green tea and have made the conclusion that it significantly speeds up the rate at which the body burns fat. One other natural product I use on a daily basis is wheatgrass. The main benefit of wheatgrass is its alkaline properties, which will help get rid of all the acidity in your body that is caused by our stressful daily lives, and that can cause a lot of damage. Wheatgrass will also give you a lot of energy, so make sure you don't consume it after about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So those are all the key supplements that should form part of your new nutrition program. All these supplements need to be consumed in sufficient quantities to provide your body with the nourishment it requires. Now let's look at the key ingredients to form your nutrition program. What is protein? Well, protein is the building blocks for muscle. Imagine a brick house. You can't build that house without bricks, right? Well, the same goes for your body. You can't build lean muscle without protein in sufficient quantities. Every single meal you consume from now on will contain some form of quality protein. Generally, the best sources comes from chicken, turkey, fish, beef, egg whites, and whey protein shakes. There are two types of carbohydrates which usually cause some confusion. The first is complex carbs, also known as slow glycemic carbs or fat loss carbs. These carbs provide the body with a constant release of energy to help you train and exercise effectively. The very best sources are brown rice, whole grain pastas, sweet potatoes, oats, vegetables and salads. The other type are simple carbs or refined sugars that can be found in sodas, fruits, sweets, juices, white flour-based products like breads, bagels, rice and pasta. These carbs are converted quickly to blood sugar by your body as soon as you've digested them. These carbs provide a quick energy as opposed to the slow carbs, which provides a longer lasting energy release. Usually your energy plummets rapidly with simple carbs. It is these carbs that you want to try and avoid and no longer have a future in your nutrition plan. Because of their sudden and drastic effect, their response on the fat loss process is a negative one. Fat is very much a double-edged sword. You get two types of fat: saturated, which are the bad kind, and unsaturated, also known as the essential fatty acids, and that is the good kind. Now, some people believe that to live a healthy life, fat should be completely eliminated from your diet, and that is not true. We actually need to feed our bodies with some fat to help it function properly. Let's first look at saturated fats. These types of fats are found in foods like chips, fries, candy, sweets, desserts, etc. These fats are not required in your diet. They will do nothing but hinder your results. A treat here and there is fine, but if you consume any of the foods I just mentioned on a regular basis, it will limit your progress without a question. On the other hand, unsaturated fats found in foods like salmon, trout, nuts, seeds are extremely good for you. These essential fatty acids contain omega-3 and 6 oils, which can only be consumed, like I said before, in foods or supplements. Many people, when beginning a new diet, often starts out by eating primarily low-fat foods, and within days they feel exhausted, irritable and even dizzy. And this is a sign that your body is craving essential fatty acids or unsaturated fats. Now, you may not feel like eating fish day after day, so it's essential to make sure you have a good oil like sunflower oil, cod liver oil, flaxseed, safflower or canola oil in your cupboards that you can use on a daily basis. Alternatively, if you're like me and don't like oil that much, you can purchase oils in the form of capsules. The most important aspect of your diet intake is what we refer to as the 6-pack now carb rotation principle. In a nutshell, this is where you eat carbs according to your activity levels. The main purpose of carbohydrates is to supply energy to your body for strenuous activity and exercise. Carbs are burned by the body to produce energy, and when performing exercise, your body begins by burning these carbs first, not fat. It always turns to carbs first. Therefore, it's important to eat carbs only when you require them. Too many and you'll add fat, too few and you'll lose your hard-earned muscle. This is why carb rotation keeps you in the fat-burning, muscle-building zone. So to recap, days that you need carbs, and we're talking good quality carbs here, stuff like whole grains, wheat, fruit, vegetables, salad, brown rice, potatoes, wheat cereals, whole meat pastas, etc. Other days you'll be weight training. These will become known as your high carb days. The days that you will not be training, or the days when you will just be doing cardio alone, will be known as your low carb days. On either of these days you should not eat any carbs after 7 p.m. due to your body not having the ability to burn off carbs this late at night. The benefits of cycling carbs are endless, but the main benefit is that it will allow you to burn body fat whilst also maintaining increasing muscle size, so you can have the best of both worlds. In summary, remember these 10 key carb do's and don'ts. Eat complex carbs like potatoes, whole grain breads, oats and brown rice. Eat plenty of fiber. Split your carb intake between your first 5 meals of the day. Eat simple carbs after weight training. Eat a carb-rich breakfast like wheat cereals. Avoid simple carbs like sodas, sweetened cereals, desserts, white breads, cake, pastries, etc. Avoid late night carbs, especially after 7 p.m. Eat carbs and protein on the same meal. On days you're weight training, these are your high carb days. On days you don't exercise or perform cardio only, this will be your low carb days. Now we've laid down the fundamentals for your new nutrition plan, and now comes the part where it's time to burn those stubborn fat layers. Proper exercise is to the human body what fine-tuning is to a car's engine. It enables us to perform to our full potential in all areas of life. But working out for some people is a bit of a drag, especially when results just don't seem to be going the right way. But have you ever thought why you are not seeing that results? More than likely it's because you're either not pushing yourself hard enough, or you are not doing the correct exercises or using effective workout principles. You should never expect exercise to be easy. If it is, you're doing something wrong. But you always want to make sure that when you do exercise, you get the best results from the time you spend working out. And I am now going to teach you some of the principles that will make sure you get great results in the shortest period of time. Now, before we look at the two main categories, weight training and cardio workouts, let's first look at some general workout principles that will help you get more from each workout. Warming up is essential, and before you begin any exercise program, you obviously need to properly warm up. This is a vital aspect of your workout routine. The problem is that regular warming up, like most people do when they go to the gym, is counterproductive. When you warm up, just spend 10 to 15 minutes doing some form of cardiovascular activity, like riding a bike or doing some brisk walking or jumping jacks, just to get that blood pumping really well. If you're about to do cardio workout on a specific piece of equipment, it is best to warm up at a lower level of your intensity on that exact same piece of equipment. This will make sure that the muscles that are about to be used are actually warmed up and can work effectively. Right after you have done with the warm-up, you are ready to begin. Proper form is essential to getting results. You see it all the time, people who exercise maybe 2, 3, even 7 days a week, yet their body never seems to look different. Week after week, month after month, even year after year, they just keep using the same form and doing the same exercises. And then they expect different results from what they've been getting so far. And to be honest, that's never going to happen. If you have sloppy form when you exercise, you will get sloppy results or no results at all. In essence, you are going to spend your energy and get nothing in return. It's sort of like going to a restaurant and ordering a really big, great tasting meal and then getting the bill without ever getting the food. Remember, one of your goals should be to make excellent use of your time. If you invest a certain number of hours each week exercising, then each and every week you should look different and better, be more shapely, and you should be stronger. So how do you know if you're using proper form? Well, to create muscle strength or density or size, you've got to feel your muscle. If you don't feel your muscle contract and relax on each rep, you are not getting enough stimulation. You must train using the strictest form in order to feel that muscle really deep inside of it. Remember, it is proper form that will give you the best results, not the heaviest weight. So leave your ego at the door when you go to the gym and rather concentrate on your own form than the amount of weight other people around you are lifting. It has been proven that if you change your workout routine every 3 to 4 weeks, you will get better results. Now, we are not talking about completely changing your plan every 3 to 4 weeks, but just making small changes here and there. You can just change one exercise for a specific body part, or even increase the reps and sets for that specific exercise. You could also change around the order or routine you are doing your exercises in. So for example, if you work out your back and biceps together, then work out your back first for the first few weeks and then change around working your biceps first for the next few weeks. The main thing is to make sure you put enough strain on your muscles to actually make them have to adapt. As long as your muscles have to adapt to a new force put upon them, they will continue to grow and you will continue to lose fat. Now, if you can set up your workout routine in a fashion that allows you to jump from one exercise to another with minimum rest or setup, this will allow your workouts to be most effective. But understandably, a lot of people may work out in a public gym, which means you might have to wait for someone else to finish their routine before you can actually begin yours. The solution for this is really simple. You've got to be flexible with your choice of exercises. Always allow for variation when necessary. For example, you might begin your workout with squats, but when you get to the gym, all the squat racks are taken. Now what? Firstly, don't wait. Simply switch your exercise routine to another functional strength exercise like the dumbbell squats or leg press. But never wait, because to make the most efficient use of your synergy that makes your workout so effective, you must make the most efficient use of your time. So be prepared and make sure you know what alternative exercises there is for you to do. Stretching is an important part of your routine for 2 reasons. It keeps your muscles healthy and it will provide you with a more shapely looking body. Your stretching should only be done after your workout, after your muscles are completely warmed up and you exercised fully. If you want to stretch on your days off, that's fine, but never stretch without first warming up your muscles. Now, when I'm talking about stretching, I'm not talking about you doing a 30 or 45-minute stretch routine. And I'm definitely not talking about doing yoga or Pilates or anything else. When stretching, all you need is to do maybe 5 to 10 minutes after your workout is over with in order to stretch out and lengthen your muscles so that they can recuperate far faster. That is it, and the end result is going to be a much more beautiful body. It is crucial that you balance consistent, intense exercise with rest. You do not strengthen or grow or improve your muscles or the shape of your body during your workout. All the benefits that you get from your workout always occur during your rest period. You only break down your muscles when you're working out. When you're resting out your body, that is when all the magic begins to happen. Now, over the years, I've seen many people work out so incredibly hard but never give themselves the proper rest they need in order to recuperate. They end up getting few, if any, results and always get burned out or sick or overstressed in other areas of their lives. Proper rest occurs in several stages, and there are a couple of ways to properly rest and recuperate so that you don't have to work out nearly as hard. First, you need to balance your training, which means smaller muscles like your biceps needs 48 hours to recuperate fully, while larger muscles like your legs or back require 72 hours to fully recuperate. The next thing you can do is to alternate your days off. Each week your day off should be different. Otherwise your body is going to get used to it and it's going to get stagnant. Always going to hit plateaus, and that is such a frustrating position to be in. So your days off should fall on different days each week or at least each month. Again, for rest, taking 1 or 2 days off from your exercise each week is really good. But you've got to take it to the next level every now and then. And you've also got to schedule 1 or 2 additional days off per month. And those should be consecutive days. Then you should also take 1 or 2 consecutive weeks off per year. A great time to take these extra days and weeks off is when you go on holiday, so that you don't have to worry about going to the gym or working out, and you can completely relax. This is probably one of the most important principles when it comes to knowing if you're on the right track and if your workout program is working for you or not. It's absolutely vital that you monitor your results and also make sure you test your fitness every 3 to 4 weeks. By monitoring, you can see if you're losing fat or weight fast enough, and if you're not, you know you need to change what you are doing. So if you've been doing cardiovascular training on the bike and it's not working, change it for the treadmill or something else. Don't just keep doing the exact same exercises and expect different results. You should check your exercises and replace them maybe every 3 to 4 weeks if you're not seeing fast enough results. On the other hand, by monitoring your results and maybe getting a fitness test done by a professional every 3 to 4 weeks, it can show you exactly how well you're doing, and this is a great motivator. Now let's talk about the 2 key components that makes up your workout program, and that is cardiovascular training and weight training. Let's first look at cardiovascular training. Cardiovascular exercise does more for the health and appearance of the human body than probably any other form of exercise. The only other form of exercise that does this much for your overall appearance is weight training, which we will talk about in a second. But let's first look at what type of cardio workouts are the most effective to burn those stubborn fat cells. Ever heard of HIIT, or high intensity interval training as it's known? Well, high intensity interval training is just a little bit different than your typical hour-long, ineffective and boring cardio sessions on the bike or whatever piece of equipment you're using. In fact, high intensity interval training can be fit into a 30-minute session and burn twice, if not 3 times the amount of fat than an hours-long low intensity session would. High-intensity interval training can be performed with or without cardio machines. It's a form of exercise where you do a short burst and then a high burst of intensity, followed by a brief rest period to catch your breath. Not only will high-intensity interval training speed up your metabolic rate, but it keeps the metabolism rate increased for hours afterwards. Now the secret here is that you have to push yourself with these types of workouts. You can do an hour-long, non-exhausting workout if you prefer, but you won't reap the benefits that the high-intensity session can offer you. Let's quickly take a look at the typical high-intensity interval session and how it works. Let's take the example of a workout on a stationary bike. Remember, you can use any cardio equipment or even no equipment by doing exercises like jumping jacks that works just as effectively as anything else. You should start off with doing 2 to 3 minutes low intensity cycling, just warming up the body and muscles and get that blood flowing. After you warm up, it's time to crank up the intensity and push hard for a full minute. After this high intensity burst, you slow down again to catch your breath. A good ratio is 50-50, meaning you slow down for the same period of time that you went flat out for. After this rest period, you go full throttle again for a minute or 30 seconds. And basically you continue this cycle until 25 to 30 minutes have elapsed, and then you can cool down for 2 to 3 minutes again by cycling at 50 or 60% of your maximum heart rate. If you are a beginner, you might only be able to do 10 to 15 minutes in the beginning, but that's fine as long as you push yourself and you make sure you do a little bit more each session. Now when we talk about the resting period or low intensity section, we mean you should be working at about 50 to 60% of your maximum heart rate. And when you're doing the high intensity interval, you are working at about 85 to 90% of your maximum heart rate. Now what is your maximum heart rate, you might ask? Well, let's quickly look at how you can calculate your maximum heart rate and also your target heart rate zones. First, you take 220 minus your age. This will give you your maximum heart rate, or MHR. Now, to get your target heart rate, which is the zones within which you should be working most of the time, you simply multiply your MHR by 0.6 and by 0.85. This will give you the upper and lower end of the target zone you should be working within. Let's look at an example of someone who's 40 years old. His maximum heart rate will be 180 beats per minute. 85% of his maximum heart rate will be 153 beats per minute, and 60% of his maximum heart rate will be 108 beats per minute. So when he's doing his interval sessions, he'll be working out at about 108 beats per minute during his low intensity interval and 153 beats per minute during his high intensity interval section. Now let's just look at a couple of other things when it comes to your cardiovascular workouts. Firstly, when is the best time to work out for maximum results? Without a doubt, this has to be the first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Now when we talk about an empty stomach, we mainly mean the absence of carbohydrates, as it is still very important to take in some protein, maybe in the form of a whey protein shake 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after your cardiovascular workouts, to make sure you don't lose any of that hard-earned muscle. But by not taking in any carbohydrates, your body has to use your fat as an energy source, which is exactly what we are looking for. And then lastly, high intensity interval training should not be performed for more than 30 minutes in one session. The great thing about high intensity interval training is that you can mix it up very easily. Try 3 minutes fast, 1 minute slow, or 2 minutes fast, 30 seconds slow, or even 30 seconds fast, 30 seconds slow. It does take a little bit of experimentation, so try it out over a few sessions. It is a fact that resistance placed on all muscle groups such as the biceps, triceps, chest, legs and shoulders will actually benefit your abdominals. A good balanced weight training program will actually burn fat cells, speed up your metabolic rate and of course create a well-proportioned physique. You can have great biceps, a chiseled chest and toned legs, but if you don't have the abs to complement them, somehow you just look incomplete. Remember, a better body equals better abs, so if you're not already doing so, start lifting weights today. Now let's quickly look at the basics surrounding your abs workout. For beginners, in the first 2 weeks, reps should be between 10 and 15. After this period, trainees should aim for failure on exercises where possible. With failure, you will perform as many repetitions as possible